Alrighty, now we're going to do the position 4 review from the perspective of Ancient Apparition. Alright, starting items, boots, not sure about that, tangos, and observable. So the boots is very aggressive, that's fine, I think it works out here. I think you talked about getting an early Bassi, that's fine. The boots is good because we're going to be avoiding the Juggernaut spin combo. The ward placement is good, and of course you took the only appropriate first skill. Like, of course you always take the right click buff. All right, so we're just hanging out here. I don't think anything happens for a while.
I see for you a future full of death.
I think you end up going for the Bassi early, so I'm not sure. Alright, so here we are, laning stage. Pretty decent block for us. You're hanging out here, so there's no reason for you to be there unless you're gonna, click them. Okay. So your right clicks with the Shaman are much worse if you don't have the buff. So that's good harass there. Mars is fine to take a lot of this damage. The Shaman isn't going to block your large camp, which is good. You should check to make sure large camp spawns. So it actually looks like it didn't spawn, so maybe they blocked this with a ward, so you need to deward that pretty quick. Because we're going to need this side pull for the lane. Mars is screwing up all of his last hits, of course. You have your spell, you can harass. Okay, so you're trading targets. You're just fine. I would keep the harass up on the Juggernaut. You seem to have switched over. You're looking for a courier, but there was no courier ward, so I guess you're just checking just in case. Kind of a high risk, high reward play, I guess. High risk, medium reward, really. Mars gets his solo kill. That's fine. You're giving him solo XP. You need to look at this hard camp. Okay, so right here. So, you kind of did this exploration thing where you were looking for a ward, and that's fine. That would have been good if you got Juggernaut's ward. Now that Mars killed the Juggernaut, he's just going to get whatever items he needs straight from the fountain. But right here, you can see that the 1 minute timer has passed, and this ward or this camp is not spawned. So your first purchase, you don't even have anything in your quick buy. So you gotta have your next item in your quick buy ready. You should probably have a salve coming on the way. Does Mars have a salve? He does. So you should probably have a second salve, maybe. You could go magic stick. You could set up for your trinks. But you definitely need a sentry ward. So sentry ward should have already been in your quick buy in case this camp was blocked. And now that you've definitely seen that it is blocked and nothing's going on, you got plenty of time. Juggernaut's dead. Shaman is bullied out of lane for a second. You should be sending your courier up to block or to deward, there we go, that's the word I'm thinking of, deward this camp, because Mars is going to be pushing this wave in way too much. Mars has to use his God's Rebuke nuke to try and secure range creeps, and that usually has the unfortunate effect of nuking all the other creeps at the same time, and so the wave generally tends to push because the Juggernaut's not going to use his spin in lane to do the same thing. So, this wave is naturally going to keep pushing, and this wave, or this lane, should do a lot better if you do a lot of hard camp side pulls. So you should be pulling this camp straight out to the side at like the, I think it's like the 16, 17 second point, I'm not sure. Yeah, 17 seconds and then 47 seconds. You pull this camp straight out horizontally and you get them to pull right here. But you're going to miss, you've already missed one camp because you didn't have a sentry at the beginning. You're going to miss a second camp because you're not going to have 10 seconds. And even if you bought a sentry right now and start sending it out, I don't think it'd get up there in the next 70 some seconds for you to get it for the third camp. So you guys are probably going to miss 3 respawns, which is unfortunate. That's really going to hurt the Mars. Alright, you're not leeching XP. Okay, well now you are, but that's fine. The Shaman popped a clarity, you can hear it. You want to be using your nuke to take that clarity off. Nice, good hit. Why does the Shaman keep going invis for a few seconds? That's just so weird. Oh, fog both teams. Okay, there we go.
Oh, that's no
Yep.
good.
Do you have a sentry on the way now? What's your courier have? Why can't I select couriers? Alright, you do have a sentry, that's good, so you will actually get the minute 3 rune. Mars is getting solo XP. You're a little close to the lane here. Right on the backside of that tree. Yep, there you go. Good stuff. It keeps screwing up the vision for me for some reason, but that's fine. Yeah, once you throw your nuke, though, get away from the wave here. So you're playing behind the wave and in XP range a lot. So it's good that you threw your nuke. So you got like another, was it 15 seconds in between chilling touches? I wouldn't waste the mana on the cold feet. You're not really getting a lot out of it unless Mars is getting a stun or you guys are coordinating for a stun. I would just keep throwing the chilling touches until you or Mars set up for a stun. But during these downtimes, where there's nothing going on, the Mars probably doesn't need help or shouldn't need help. Hopefully your offlaner can last hit, and so we should be able to get the creeps here. The Juggernaut's having a terrible game early. You guys have really shut him down, but you really don't want to stunt the sort of snowballing effect of this by continuing to leech extra XP. So just kind of hanging out in this back area isn't really all that helpful. I would go off, nuke some of the small creeps here, and then position on the side where if the Shaman Juggernaut comes up and they start to do the combo, Shaman does the shackles, then you come up and you cold feed him while he's standing still for the shackles, because obviously it's a direct counter. If he has to stand still for shackles, then he's stunning himself. Whereas, while you're playing like this, nothing's going to happen. There's no way the Shaman's going to shove up into the Juggernaut or into the Mars, and so you're just leeching XP without being able to stand on the side and nuke. Like back here, you can't nuke this far easily, so there's no easy way for you to throw your nukes this way, whereas if you're standing behind here on the tree wave, it's easier to throw the nukes across and then get them that way, whereas they can't always see you. But by standing here in the creep wave, you're soaking a lot of XP. And I think in this game, you actually get level 6 before the Mars. And maybe it's not this game, maybe it's a different one. But you do end up taking a lot of the wave XP when you could be positioning outside for more harassment. Alright, throw your nuke and come back. There you go, get away. And now go for a pull. You're out of position for the pull. Go for this one, good stuff. Perfect. Alright, too easy. And then defend the pull from Shaman, kill that sentry. Ooh, you got yours first? No? Okay, it's just the tree. Why is... that vision is all weird. Oh, you know what? It's because the trees aren't respawning. And so I'm seeing a bunch of dead trees where there's actually live ones. Alright, good hit. Yep, staying close to make sure you get the XP. That's good. You can probably throw the cold feet on the Juggernaut now. So what you should do at this point is Juggernaut has to stay right here in this area for the camp. If you throw the cold feet, Juggernaut has to decide, do I walk away and lose the creeps, or do I waste my spin in order to purge off the cold feet and continue to stay? And for you right now, that's a really good trade. If you use the spin, it takes out a lot of his mana, 120 out of what, 180, and then the spin goes down, cooldown for a long time, which means the Mars can then set up for a nice spear without having to worry about the Jug spinning through it. So this is absolutely a cold feet moment right here. Okay, so you cast cold feet on the creep to try and take the last hit. It does what, 30 damage per second? That's not going to work. That would have to be extremely lucky for you to get the last hit based off of the cold feet tick. And really you're not, again, you traded an attempt to get a last hit, which you didn't get, in exchange for taking away Juggernaut's spin and 120 of his mana. You can try and go for the deny on that one creep, but it's really not all that high value here. What's Juggernaut's regen look like? 3 tangos. Shaman has 1 tango. Alright. I don't know why those trees aren't coming back. It's so odd. Good spot, so this is a good example of when you're hanging out in an area that you don't need to be in. So it's nice that you got the one right click on that Jug, but again, standing right here, leeching that XP isn't helpful. You want to be going up and contesting the Shaman pull. So Shaman is right now, probably, if he's doing his job, it's 14 seconds. Shaman is about to take this small camp, and at like the 17-second point, he's going to drag it up diagonally into the small wave, small camp. So you want to be, after this fight for this camp ended, and you should have used the cold feet on the Jug, then Jug runs over back to lane, Mars and Jug do their thing over here. Jug is getting solo XP, Mars isn't. So right now, even though Mars is ahead, because you guys have been doing so well on bullying the jug out, you're still taking half of the Mars's XP right here when you should be standing somewhere on this side. You should have put your next observer ward somewhere in this area. So either common spots right here on top of the stairs. You could put it back here if you think you're going for another courier. You're not going to get another courier here though because the shaman's playing so defensive. And you want to be here in order to interrupt this small camp pull. So the shaman right clicks the creep here, pulls it up. And then you right click the same camp and then pull them back down, and so that way they don't go into the wave. Same thing that the Treant is doing down here on bottom. So the Treant blocked some of the Witch Doctor's small camp pulls, and it absolutely crushed the lane. So it cost Drow Ranger her lane, and the Treant outplayed the Witch Doctor because he was, the Treant left the Bloodseeker to get solo XP and basically just hid right here on the backside of this grove, and then every time Witch Doctor tried to pull, the Treant would run in and block it. So you need to be playing kind of in this area over here. Still close enough that if you see the Shaman run up, you can then run back up here, throw your combo and defend with the Jug. But since you got this great ward over here, you can see the Shaman dancing around. You really need to be contesting this pull. You're kind of you're just taking way too much XP and not doing enough. Like the right clicks are good, and it's nice to have the nukes. The cold feet isn't going to work on the Jug because he has the spin. You need to use it on those times to deny creeps, but you're not going to use it for like a lane kill. The Mars isn't going to open with a spear while you cold feet across wherever the spear lands because his stun is going to end up out here, and you're not going to have the range to cast your cold feet. It's not that long distance. So that's enough of that. So yeah, right here you're just leeching XP, waiting for a right click. Shaman's got his. Yeah, Shaman posted another ward down there, so that's bad. Yeah, because you saw him deny your sentry up here, and you didn't get the deny on that sentry. That's fine. You're getting your right click harassed. You're about to run low on mana here. Not good. See, and you're still staying in XP range. So all you're doing this whole last minute is you've just been leeching XP from your offlaner, while the Shaman's been doing support stuff. Yeah, still leeching. No stacks. No pull blocks. Okay, now you're going. That's good. Problem is this observer is going to be real risky because Shaman already de-warded right here. It's a good 5-minute rune though. You definitely got there way before the Shaman did, but you're now in a bad spot. Optimistic TP, but make him waste his mana, I guess. Works. Alright, let's see what happens next. I think Drow's about to come top and take your lane, so I think laning is over about now. See, does Drow respawn top here? Okay, so you're back in, got the nuke. Okay, so, that's the one where Drow walked in, okay. Alright, so good stuff. Mars is still doing his farming stuff. Again, you're right in the middle of this wave. Like, there's no reason for you to be, like, anywhere in this sort of vicinity. Okay, well, you're walking away now. That's good. Interesting spot to block, so you can't actually de-ward that yet because, you're in the spot. So that's unfortunate. Right now, the lane is in your tower, and so, theoretically, if Mars was getting bullied out this entire game, that would be okay to block the hard camp if the Shaman was pulling the hard camp either up through this break in the trees or diagonally up here. But you blocking this hard camp yourself rather than pulling it is worse for your own team, because once Mars ends up taking over this lane a little bit more and the Drow comes up here, now you just blocked another source of income and another source of sort of correcting this lane. You really need to put that sentry up here, or any of the wards. You really need to block this small camp. So the same way the Witch Doctor made the mistake of not blocking the hard camp at all for the entire game, you didn't block the small camp at all the entire game. And so the Shaman definitely outplayed you on creep equilibrium and sort of managing these camps here. And this pull is, or this camp block is going to hurt us. Yeah, you de-warded a sentry, but that's really low value here. And the vision that you got from there isn't as great as if the ward was up here and it could see more ways. By putting the observer ward in a clump of trees, you basically cut out this entire area of vision. So the ward is only seen up here, here, and then up here. You're using a very tiny sliver of that observer ward's capabilities. Okay, so now Drow dies, and then I think Drow's going to come back up. Yeah, so now they're going to pull up here, that's fine. And I guess, yeah, you showed them it's not going to stack again, but, you know, really, the Mars wants that camp in order to maintain his lane. And maybe you felt pressured to block this hard camp up here because the lane is pushed in so far and you don't have control, but you wouldn't have felt that loss of control if you had blocked the small camp with the sentry earlier. Yeah, he's trying to go for a spear, can't get it because the Mars is terrible.
Oh, that's no good.
See, and this would be a perfect moment where you could have pulled that wave over. So the way that last engagement should have worked for the past 10 seconds, let's rewind this. So the way this should be going right now is Mars' last hitting this creep wave, that's great, whoop-dee. He comes up, he misses the spear, whatever, that sucks. Juggernaut's going to leave here, so Juggernaut doesn't have a lot of value in this lane. And what you want to be doing is you want to be posturing over here so that you can pull this creep wave over. Maybe Juggernaut blocks it, and that's fine. Then you guys go for your combo on him there. You'll have cold feet in a second. Mars has his slow, so that's good enough. But by standing here, you're going to miss this wave. Shaman's probably pulling over here, and you missed your chance to bring this one over. Okay, so that's super weird. I don't know why you just right-clicked that. Okay, so you did pull the camp out, but you did it like 10 seconds too late. So if you had done that earlier, then you would have been able to pull it out, and this wave would have intercepted with that one. You would have pulled it. It would have been beautiful. I don't know what you're doing right now. You're like right-clicking creeps. There's no, like, these creeps are way far away. I guess you're going to use some of your mana to try and nuke them down or something and get another level. Okay, so this isn't the game where you out-level the Mars, but there is one of the Mars AA games where you actually out-level and you get 6 early. I do remember that, because I was surprised to see you had 6 when I didn't. Oh, I guess you were trying to get your arcane boots. Okay. But see, the problem is now you guys have cleared this camp. This camp isn't respawning for 5 minutes, and the Shaman is probably really happy that you went ahead and blocked this camp for him, because he's been trying to block it since the early game. It's not looking good. Alright, so I think Drow comes top here soon. Bad disengagement. Okay, so you're trying to go for a kill on him. Yeah, see, those cold feats without any way to actually stop him are pretty low value. That was, yeah, you shouldn't have stayed there. Once the Mars backs out because he misses the original combo, you guys gotta bail. Let's watch that one more time again real quick. See how that all started. Alright, so you're up here, Shaman has vision there on you. Okay, cold feet, good. Proc the cold feet on the guy channeling. He gets stunned. Mars throws him into the wall, that's good. Mars gets away. Okay, so the issue here is you're trying to go for the kill on the Shaman 1v2 after the Mars has had to disengage to use his salve. Does Mars not have a salve? Thought he did. Alright, so Mars doesn't have a salve. But you're going for a kill here. You use cold feet on a guy that you don't have a stun or a slow for. So the cold feet is wasted. You're not going to stun him. And then you go back up a second time. So you actually committed to this fight twice without the ability to finish him off. And theoretically, even if you kill him, you as the 4 should not be trying to trade for the 5. That's not helpful. Especially if the kill is ending up going to the core. Because basically what would happen there is if you're successful, you get the kill on the Shaman, so the Shaman golden experience goes to you, and then your death and your experience in gold goes to the Juggernaut. And your golden experience is not worth more than the Juggernaut's. So you're basically leveling up with the kill, you get the benefit of it, and then you turn around and give all that benefit that you just earned from the Shaman back to the enemy carry. So you're definitely playing that a little too aggressively. Because even if you do get the kill there, it's not worth it. So best case scenario, if it had gone the way you wanted and you right-click Shaman to death, Juggernaut is still going to get the cleanup kill on you. And you're making the game harder and harder for your team because you really need to put all that golden experience on the core. You're basically, in the balance of, core and support here versus core and support here, you're taking your team's, sort of balance of XP and gold and shifting it all towards the enemy Jug. Even if you get some of it too, that's not worth it because it's not going on the core Mars that needs it more than you do. Alright, so I think this is the end of the laning stage here. Yeah, because after this death, Drow should TP top. And yeah, okay, laning is over. Alright, we're going to switch to the P3, or actually P2 review. Silly for me to make fun of P3.